Welcome to TBT.
My name is Trey.
I'm Beckham.
And I'm Timmy. Our video today is officially sponsored by Bath and Body Works with these amazing lotions for great deals, for great smells.
You know, if you're like going on that first date, you don't want to smell too good with some cologne because that's a little bit too strong. Maybe you just want to put some body cream on you, something subtle, keep you moisturized, keep you smelling good, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be that one dude where she just get a whiff of some and she don't know what it is, but you know that it's you know what I'm saying? So like, hey, go to Bath and Body Works, that area mall you go to, there's some stores, I know there's a store up in Deerfield, Mason, over there in that area, go copy some.
So today we're going to be covering The Great Gatsby. This book has been around for a century now, and basically everyone that's been to a high school in the last 100 years has read this book. So I'm going to jump right into it. What do we think about the book?
At first, I was really messing with it. At first, I rated like a 2.5, but the more that I did with the book in class, it jumps up to a 4-star for me, 4-star read.
For me, I feel almost the same way. Like the way it started, it was kind of slow, a bit confusing, but then it kind of grows on you a little bit. Also, I feel like every single person should read this just because it's almost like a part of our culture now.
It's history now.
The way everyone be reading it, so.
I'm going to say, I think it started off a little bit confusing, but I think with going hand in hand with the movie, it kind of clears some things up. I give it a 3.5. It was good. I can understand why all of our parents have read it, and it'll probably continue to be read for years to come.
I feel that.
One of the main points of the book is different motifs, different things that, reoccur throughout the book and symbolize more than just a tiny thing. They come back over and over again and help tie into the themes of the book. So one of those I want to touch on is the green light.
So basically what the green light was, me personally, I think it represented the American dream in a whole. The main character Gatsby, he would always be staring at the green light and wondering what it was, but kind of like a coincidence, later in the book he found out that it's his first love, you know what I'm saying, Daisy, who's now married, but the green light, it seems like so far in the dark, but it's actually right there. It's literally a 15-minute drive from.
And I think it also symbolizes you could find something so minuscule, such a thing just way out in the distance.
That's a big word.
That's just a symbol of hope. You could have hope for anything if you just find something and you lock in towards it.
I feel like it kind of represents the love that they share and how you just what Trey said and how close it really is to grasping it, but also how far it can be at the same time.
So a question I have for you guys is, we see a lot of wealthy people throughout the book. Does being privileged make it easier for you to get things in life, and also does it make it easier for you to fail?
Me personally, I agree with it's easier for you to get things, It's a reoccurring theme in the book how Tom, Daisy, Gatsby, all these people have so much money they can just literally step over people, mess up all this thing, not all this thing, they can mess up with literally anything and just go hide with their money.
I mean, Kanye did it. He said some wild stuff and he's back with Adidas now. They lost $600 million without him.
Yeah, but I feel it's definitely easier to mess up, but it's easier to recover, and you definitely have more opportunities to
at the same time though, I feel people with money, if they have fame and popularity, people sometimes don't forget. Sometimes people don't give up saying things they said that may have been questionable.
A good example of that is R. Kelly. His little album with his 15-year-old wife at the time, age ain't nothing but a number.
He also just put out an album from prison called I Admit It. So
yeah,
but all these facts, they bring up the question as of do privileged people get more opportunity?
And I think they do. I think that having money, you can go everywhere because money is a universal language. People see money and they want it. You could do whatever if you pay someone off. I mean, you can have whatever you want, basically.
Yeah, like, let's say you like have a bunch of money in high school, like people are just gonna be attracted to you because like they know what you have. You know, it's a bad thing, but it's like human nature. You know?
That's another thing I wanted to touch on. There's a quote from the book that talks about, kind of impressing a woman with what you have and what you can do. And I just wanted to know your thoughts on, does having money just automatically lead to being attractive?
I mean, it definitely can be like how you carry yourself. You're more confident because you got it like that. You can dress better than some other people.
You can flex, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the gold hat scene that you're talking about, not the scene, the
paragraph.
Yeah, the paragraph talking about gold hats and bouncing high, which is really just saying, if you got money and you're a big baller,
if you hold
show everyone that you're a big baller, you have money, and somebody's gonna love you.
And everyone's gonna choose to have money. Like in The Wolf of Wall Street,
Margot Robbie wanted that money.
yeah, Jordan Belfort talks about how he's been a rich man and he's been a poor man, and he choose rich every single day.
Yeah, and then he got Margot, so it all worked out in the end.
When you are rich, you do get more opportunity. So
I agree. So we have a special guest today.
Celebrity guest star.
Sycamore's own certified lover boy, Nick Branham.
2 a.m. The night still young. You live by the gun, you gon' die by.
Nick, hello. Welcome to the podcast. How are you feeling today? You excited to be here with us?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Okay, that sounded a bit sarcastic.
We're gonna have fun. Good.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna have fun.
Awesome sauce.
Well, as you know, we're talking about The Great Gatsby today.
Great.
And one of the biggest things in Great Gatsby is money. So, Nick, in your opinions, do you think money buys happiness?
I think it depends on how you look at it. I think money can buy happiness, but I think it also can lead to other to issues in your life. Money, I think about happiness because if you, let's say you really want a car, really want something. I mean, if that makes you happy, then yes, that'll make you happy. Maybe temporarily, but I think true happiness comes from within and from having relationships and building relationships with other people.
Sounds very deep.
Yeah.
It's the deepest thing I've ever heard you say.
Speaking of relationships, a big part of The Great Gatsby is about relationships. Nick, we have a few cool. We know that
You're a ladies' man.
Yeah, you know a few women around here. So,
Do you think there's one soulmate for you? Because Daisy, she had 2 dudes at the same time. I mean, two dudes in 1 hour is crazy. So, do you think there's one girl for you?
I don't know, dude. I think that, not for me, but I'm just talking about this in general. I don't know if there's such thing as a soulmate. I think it's like more of a, I don't know, that's a tough question. I think that
One day they just come out, like you find that one person.
I think when you find that, I don't know if it's a soulmate, but I think when you find that one person, I think you'll know. I think it'll feel different. I think it's going to be different than any other previous date, fling, whatever.
And you haven't felt that before?
I mean, I don't know.
Come on, let's go with this. So you don't think it's like someone's destiny to be with some specific person?
I mean, I don't think it's true. I don't think it's really destiny, but I do think there's some aspect of you're supposed to be together, but I don't know if it's you're only supposed to be with this person or this person. I think it's more you have to, develop through those.
I feel like when someone refers to soulmate, sometimes it doesn't even have to do with a relationship like that. It could just be you could have a bond with someone that you're just friends with.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And
So I don't know how I feel about the soulmates.
And to build off of that, as a group as a whole, do you think the money could pitch into that? Do you think the money can buy someone basically to love you?
I got something to say. In nature, I kind of like animals. Nature, the outside of nature. But let's say you look at animals in the jungle, in the safari, whatever. The male has to attract the female. It's never the female attracting the male in nature. Lions, the male lion has the mane, look real pretty. Birds, the males are the colorful ones. Look at the cardinal. The male cardinal is the bright red one. The female cardinal is the dull red one.
Like Kanye said in our intro, you might never know if she's just with you for the money or if she's really into you. But
Yeah.
because in our society nowadays, I feel more than ever, kind of has to do with money sometimes.
How do you feel that is tying back into the way that Tom and Daisy and Gatsby are all in their little love triangle?
I mean, Gatsby had her, and Tom was throwing her around like a rag doll the entire time, and it just kind of, it didn't feel like a healthy thing for any of them. I think she should have left them both. What do you think, Nick?
I don't think she's ever really gonna know, because I don't know. I think a true soulmate will support you, or not soulmate, but like a true partner will support you at your lowest. Like Gatsby came from, as we learn later on in the book, he came from not the background that we all thought he did, and I think maybe if Daisy knew that and she supported him through it, I think we would have really seen Daisy's true colors. So I'm not really sure. I think, I don't know.
Gatsby also talks about, he wants to repeat the past, and Nick says you can't repeat the past, so
Getting back with exes.
do you think you should ever get back with an ex?
I mean, obviously that's a feeling that everyone's had at some point.
If you have that connection with someone and then you lose them,
Here's what I'll say about that. I think that, I think it's possible to rekindle a connection, but I think I think it'll never be the same, right? Like, you can have a connection, but I'm not sure if it'll ever be what it was at its peak the first time. I don't think there's anything that can.
Joe, what do you think?
Get it back from the ex. It's definitely. I feel like there's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just like you gotta understand why y'all broke up and what you did wrong and what they did wrong, and see like if you do really want to go back to this person.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like part of the reason people go back is just because they are lonely and they have no one else to turn to, so they just kind of go back to what they used to be to remember the ways that they used to feel.
Then that can turn a relationship like real toxic.
I agree with Trey and Timmy here. I think you have to do it for the right reasons, and I also think that you have to understand what you're going back into. I think there has to be a level of understanding there that's pretty much unmatched for things to work out, because as we know, it's a sticky situation.
And it might be a hot take here, but I feel like Daisy, it kind of shows a little bit of strength that she finally has to, obviously it feels a little bit weak to stay with Tom with the way he treats her, but the fact that she didn't just go for Gatsby because he had more money, because he had this extravagant house, because he had all these famous people coming in all the time, like she chose not to, mess up her child's life and just kind of ran away. And I think that shows that she kind of gained a little bit of strength throughout the book to not run back.
Yeah, I agree with Beckham. I think, I don't know, I think Daisy's interesting. I think Daisy might be a little bit shallow, considering the fact that she didn't wait for her true soulmate to marry somebody with a lot of money, and she knew she could support her. So, those are my thoughts.
The last question I'm going to ask you before we wrap up the podcast is, on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give the book?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was alright. I would give it probably a 3.5 out of 5. I think that, I thought it was slow at points, like really slow, but, I think overall it was good. I think the character development, when you really dive into it, is more interesting than it appears. Like, if you read the book on first glance, it's not super intriguing, but I think if you dive into each of the little internal character battles, it's kind of interesting. Like, for example, like the little love triangle between Tom, Daisy, and Gatsby. That's pretty intriguing stuff. So I mean, if you dive into it and take it seriously, then
all right, Nick. One last thing before you go. Your hands are looking a little dry. You need some Bath and Body Works lotion to get you right. It's going to work like a charm, don't you worry.
I appreciate it.
Gonna make you smell real good. All right, thank you guys for tuning into TBT. You know what I'm saying? Go copy some Bath and Body Works.
It's only $16.50 for a bottle, and this will last you for a long time and make you smell real good.
Everyone have a good one. Peace.